when he wasn't racing around the streets as Brian O'Connor, or capturing the attention of everyone on the big screen. He was off living a very modest and regular life while helping others to make the world a better place. This is 30 facts about Paul Walker. Paul William Walker IV was born on September 12, 1973 in Glendale, California. Boxing and racing ran in his blood. His grandfather was known as Irish Billy Walker, a Navy middleweight boxing champion who survived Pearl Harbor. His father, Paul William Walker III, also served in the Air Cavalry in Vietnam, and was a former amateur two-time Golden Gloves boxing champion. Paul has said in the past that he enlisted when the Gulf War first broke out, but his father shut that idea down very quickly. When it comes to his racing side, Paul has stated that his grandfather raced cars, and this quickly helped boost his own love and appreciation for cars. He was a keen traveler that visited many different countries, such as India, Fiji, and Costa Rica. Whenever given the chance, he would fully immerse himself into a new place. Paul started his acting career very early on. At the age of only 2, he starred in his first commercial, a 70s TV ad for Pampers. When the casting began for Anakin Skywalker in Star Wars Episode II: Attack of the Clones, Paul auditioned for the role and even camped out at Skywalker Ranch.
What?
Ultimately, he lost out on the part to Hayden Christensen due to George Lucas wanting someone a bit more younger for the role. Since Paul was a Star Wars fan, it's been said that this was the role that Paul wanted more than any of his others.
How can you do this? This is outrageous. It's unfair.
At the age of 13, he made his big screen debut in the 1986 film titled Monster in the Closet. Paul was a thrill seeker and adrenaline junkie. He lived by the saying, "Go big or go home," as it was something he applied to everything in life. He had a tattoo of his daughter's name, Meadow Walker, on the inside of his right wrist, along with the Hawaiian state flower. Due to having a big passion and love for the ocean, he majored in marine biology at the California Community College. He was also a big fan of marine biologist Jacques Cousteau. Throughout the years, he's made several appearances on different television shows, including Charles in Charge, Highway to Heaven, Who's the Boss, and Different Strokes. He's even had a role on the soap opera The Young and the Restless.
Ryan, don't play games with me, you know what I'm asking. Where have you been, pal, under a rock?
In an act of pure generosity back in 2004, Paul saw a couple shopping for a wedding ring inside a jewelry store, and when he learned that the husband couldn't afford to buy what they wanted, he went ahead and anonymously gifted them the $9,000 ring. Besides being quite the fighter in his movies, Paul also studied many different martial arts, especially Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu. He started training in 2004 and acquired a brown belt in it by studying under Ricardo Miller, Rangina, at the Paragon Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Academy in Santa Barbara. Since he was a gearhead and always around cars, he became one of the founders of Always Evolving, a high-end performance car shop and racing team that was located in Valencia, California, and frequently had car meetups to promote their exotic tune-ups. After a major earthquake decimated Haiti in 2010, Paul, being the very caring person that he is, started Reach Out Worldwide, an organization that sent relief to disaster areas all over the world. He initially funded it out of his own bank account, so he could be there out on the front lines helping. He was a part-time stuntman. Since he was a physical guy that liked to mix it up and be authentic, there were numerous occasions when he fought with the studios for the ability to perform a lot of his own stunts. Paul and his little sister Ashley once appeared as contestants on an 80s game show that featured siblings called I'm Telling. They ended up finishing the show in second place. Because of his passion for cars and speed, he actually competed at events as a race car driver whenever he could. He actually participated in the Red Line Time Attack racing series and was on the A&E performance team. He drove a BMW M3 E92 at the 2010 West Coast event in the street tire class. Prior to that, he'd raced with his R34 Skyline GTR and a Porsche 911 GT3 RS. Runways in the family. Like his mother, Cheryl Crabtree Walker, Paul throughout his career did some work in modeling. Recently, his daughter Meadow Rain Walker has also begun her own career working as a model. Walker revealed in interviews that he turned down the opportunity to play Superman for the 2006 film Superman Returns. Walker stated that he was worried about being typecast and signing such a long-term commitment. The role then later went to actor Brandon Routh. Paul was very beloved and well-liked by many of his co-stars. He in particular was very close with both Tyrese Gibson and Vin Diesel. He was affectionately called the nickname Pablo by Vin, who was also the godfather of his daughter, Meadow Walker.
Doug, what are you doing? I'm Vin Diesel. Paul, look, if he see you like this, dog, he's gonna flip out, dog. You doing too much right now. Diesel time. Diesel time! Diesel time! What time is it? It's diesel time! Diesel time! That's right. Diesel time, bitches.
Many people have never seen the religious side of Paul Walker because he chose to keep that mostly to himself. He was raised in a Mormon household and said in the past that whenever he does activities like snowboarding or surfing and sees how beautiful nature is, he couldn't help but believe that someone created all of this. He was highly considered to play the role of Johnny Storm in the 2005 Fantastic Four film, but ultimately the role ended up going to Chris Evans. Had Paul been casted in the movie, he would have possibly co-starred in back-to-back movies with Jessica Alba, since the next project for both of them was Into the Blue. In 2009, he achieved his dream of being part of a crew of marine biologists, scientists, and fishermen that worked 160 miles off the coast of Baja, Mexico, catching, tagging, and studying great white sharks. Paul can be seen working with the crew on the program Sharkman Feeding Frenzy. He was very seriously contemplating taking a long hiatus from acting to spend more time with his daughter Meadow as a full-time dad. As no surprise to anyone, since he was a huge car enthusiast, Paul had a sizable and varied car collection that contained everything from classics, imports, and exotics to regular everyday cars.
Alright, so these are all the imports the city has at impound.
Okay, nice.
Pick your poison.
All right, 2206. I crashed one of those. 3418 and 2765.
Okay, so which one do you want?
I want them all.
Keeping true with his unique personality, Paul's episode of MTV Cribs was very different than anyone else's, since his episode showcased his beat-up motorhome that he used to travel to different surfing locations with. Injuries while filming. Since Paul was always very active during the filming of movies, he did get injured from time to time. 2 injuries of note is when he broke his leg while filming Varsity Blues, so the cast you see him in during the movie is actually real. While the other one is when he tore his ACL while filming Fast 6, in which required surgery that halted production. A big reason Paul decided to sign on for the first Fast and Furious film, called Redline at the time, before it even had a script, is he really liked the idea of playing an undercover cop. He was a fan of the movie Donnie Brasco and wanted to be a cool cop just like in the movie, but with cars. While he always attracted a lot of attention, Paul was known as a very modest and humble person. He apparently never watches movies more than once, and often saved watching them for the premiere night. In many interviews, he stated that his favorite car from the Fast and Furious franchise is easily the Nissan Skyline GTR R34, which is also in general his favorite Japanese sports car.
Slow it down, O'Connor.
It's your thing, Dad.
This wraps up 30 facts about this one-of-a-kind person in Paul Walker. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.